Have you ever walked down the street and noticed the variety of people commuting in their daily lives? Do you ever wonder if any of those people speak English, or do you assume they do? According to a census report conducted in 2000, 3 million Americans said they couldn't speak English, and roughly 20 million Americans can speak very little English. For my service project, I've been working with the ESL In-Home program of Northern Nevada to change that statistic one person at a time. I currently tutor a married couple for ESL. ESL is short for English as a Secondary Language, and a kind-hearted lady by the name of Florence Phillips founded the Northern Nevada section in 2004. Florence spent over 20 years in the Peace Corps teaching foreign nations English and transferred the curriculum over to this program. Since its establishment in Carson City, Florence has helped out about 2,750 adults learn English, 385 of which are currently enrolled, and that's not even counting the newly enrolled students our communications class are teaching. My personal connection to this project spawns back to my family heritage. My mother's side of the family is Cuban, and they immigrated to this country when my mother was 6 months old. Barely anyone in that family spoke English when they arrived, so they had trouble finding jobs. They were struggling for quite some time until my grandpa and great-grandpa learned English and were able to go to school and get good-paying jobs. Luckily for the laws in that time, if you were to come from Cuba or Puerto Rico, you were granted citizenship, so my family didn't have to worry about that issue. Many of the students who enroll in this program want to learn English to apply for citizenship eventually, but luckily, my students have their citizenship papers. The husband is a hard-working man who works with nothing but English-speaking people. Before I began tutoring him, he said he would be confused when his coworkers would try and converse with him. He can follow directions well, but that was about it. After a couple lessons with the tutoring, he has become a more competent communicator with his coworkers. His wife is a stay-at-home mom, and her motivation for learning English is to be able to talk with her kids, help them out with homework, and talk to teachers when she needs to at school. Aiding my students in learning English has taught me a couple life lessons. I've learned how much gratitude people give you when you help them with a fundamental aspect of their life. When I walk into their home, the entire family greets me with kind words and they offer me something right away. While discussing our days, the husband tells me how thankful he is that he is learning because he's beginning to establish relationships with his coworkers and he feels more accepted. The wife has easier times raising her kids, especially when running errands to the store. When we say our goodbyes, they thank me a bunch of times and they always offer me a parting gift. Being able to establish a comfortable relationship with my students has required a vast amount of patience. While tutoring, I can see their dedication and will to learn. When they make mistakes, I can have them retry with ease and minimal stress. Sometimes we can even laugh at mistakes we make, whether they make minor mistakes during class or when I make mistakes speaking Spanish before and after the lessons. The patience factor was more pertinent at the beginning with the little things like numbers and letters, but now that they've advanced to their workbooks, they make little mistakes. I'm very thankful that we were assigned this service learning project. I've learned lessons and confirmed my interpersonal skills. I know that in my career I will be educating people on different subjects, so getting a head start on teaching was a blessing. Being that English is one of the hardest languages to learn and comprehend, knowing that I'm doing an adequate job gives me clarity. Although my patient levels were okay, I've gained an even higher level now. I get a great feeling from helping out my students, and the gratitude I receive is heartwarming. I know I'm here to help wherever it's needed, and now I am further encouraged to accept the challenges I will face.